We have a broken system.
In front of security cameras, the guys in this video made Juan Munoz a crime victim.
Every time I see it, it just makes my stomach churn.
In less than 5 minutes, they walked off with $5,000 in generators.
When you learned these guys got a PR bond, how'd you react?
I didn't have words to express that. They're getting away scot-free.
Motor vehicle theft, motor vehicle theft.
Well, it just keeps on going.
PR bond, getting out of jail for free.
Something's not right.
Mike Morrison had 2 cars stolen in one night.
When you see this information, what's it say to you?
Something else has to be done because this is wrong. It don't even make sense.
Here's the data both crime victims reviewed. Since the first of the year in Denver, nearly 3,700 accused crooks arrested on felony charges were granted PR bonds. Essentially, real-world monopoly. Judges giving accused criminals, hundreds of repeat offenders, get-out-of-jail-free cards.
It's time to look at this system because this system is failing.
Does that bother you?
It does. From a public safety standpoint, it's reckless.
We asked 2 respected former district attorneys to react to the data requested and reviewed by Denver 7 Investigates, row after row telling the story of accused felons avoiding time in this jail. A story of Denver judges and magistrates deciding to grant what is called a personal recognizance or PR bond, a decision allowing accused criminals to get out of jail with nothing more than a promise to return to court.
There are way too many of these, and that's what's causing Denver to not be the safe place that it should be.
Oh, here's your car thieves. These are decent cars, $20,000 to $100,000. Look at all of these, all felonies.
There are a lot of violent offenses here.
Our review found judges handing out PR bonds to criminals accused of aggravated sex offenses, habitual offenders of domestic violence, and pimping.
You've got child prostitution, people soliciting child prostitution that are getting PR bonds.
The data report also includes more than 100 criminals with prior felonies arrested for new crimes and caught possessing weapons. And Denver 7 Investigates has learned these 2 accused criminals, after a judge granted them a PR bond, were each later arrested for committing a murder, including Stephanie Martinez.
She is now charged with killing an 80-year-old man who was feeding pigeons up by the Capitol.
I don't understand it. The numbers here that you're talking about are significant.
Which leads to the question, how many of the criminals granted a PR bond, giving their word they would show up for court,
The court calls Martin Gonzalez Pena.
actually returned to face their charges?
Mr. Gonzalez Pena has failed to appear.
Denver police arrested Martin Gonzalez Pena on a series of serious felony drug dealing charges. He was caught with large amounts of fentanyl and heroin. The courts granted him a PR bond. He walked away, and as you just heard, he did not show up for his next hearing. And our data review shows Gonzalez Pena is not the only accused criminal dodging the courts. Take a look. Since the first of the year, nearly 1/3 of accused criminals who were granted a PR bond failed to appear for their required hearing. Records show that's 1,189 accused criminals still out on the streets, individuals accused of 2,638 felony crimes.
They are not taking these PR bonds seriously. When you say gaming the system, not only are they not coming back to court, but they're not stopping their criminal behavior.
And that leads us back to the 2 recent victims of crime in the metro area.
Do you wonder if one of these guys may have taken this car?
I believe it wholeheartedly. It has to be. I'm sure they stole before and they're going to steal again because they're not getting punished for it.
What do you say to the judge who gave this guy a PR bond?
Obviously, they haven't been victimized by these people yet. To see what it feels inside to have somebody come and violate you like this.